Hi, my name is Jessica Rao, and I will be presenting a speech. And these three are my audience.
Hi, I'm Andrea. I'm a freshman, and I'm going to be majoring in accounting.
Hi, I'm Katie. I'm a freshman, and I'm majoring in sports management.
I'm Gabby. I'm a freshman, and I'm majoring in Spanish.
Imagine a little boy on the playground by himself while his classmates are in a group talking and having fun. And now imagine the kid being bullied from that group because he cannot hear. According to National Institute on Deafness and Other Communication Disorders, it is stated that 1 in 8 people in the United States, that is 13% or 30 million people aged 12 years or older, have a hearing loss in both ears based on standard hearing examinations. With learning about deaf culture, you'll learn how to spread deaf awareness to people and learn how you get help within the community. From taking sign language classes in the last 4 years, I have gained an understanding of spreading deaf awareness and learned that deaf people need to be heard. From hearing my speech, you'll learn more about the vocation of a deaf awareness advocator, the deaf culture, learn how deaf people can be successful, and learn how God sees them. The deaf community is dwindling because of the medical point of view versus the deaf community. When a mom or dad hears that their child is deaf, they can be brokenhearted and feel hopeless that their child cannot hear and have a disability. When they hear that there's a solution like a cochlear implant surgery, they jump towards it so that their baby girl or boy can finally hear the beautiful voice. Sure, surgery can fix everything, but there can be many medical defects. In Pat Hagen's article, Falling on Deaf Ears, he says that implants raise the risk of the potentially fatal brain disease meningitis, perhaps due to surgery or simply the presence of a foreign object in the inner ear. Instead of taking the surgery, parents should accept the kid's disability and learn more about deaf culture, community, and the language. Furthermore, on Falling on Deaf Ears, a person from the deaf community says, many in the signing community rejects the popular notion that they are disabled, arguing that they are simply a minority with their own rich culture and language. These people are born deaf, and they want to be deaf, and the rest of us hearing people have to come to terms with that. Therefore, it is okay to be deaf because they accept for who they are and they can be successful. This brings to my second point, that deaf people are successful regardless of their disability. In each state, there should be a deaf residential school. These deaf residential schools gives deaf students an education like normal hearing mainstream schools. With their education in deaf residential schools, now there are an increasing number of deaf students that are pursuing post-secondary educational programs. Gallaudet University is a deaf university in the States. This is a sacred place where deaf people can communicate with each other and obtain a post-secondary education. There's only deaf people enrolled in the undergraduate program. With the education obtained from Gallaudet or other schools, they can get a job. Deaf people can get any job they want to, except ones where good hearing is an obvious requirement. For example, a commercial pilot or a symphony conductor. Also, if you have a biblical worldview, you can encourage deaf people to stay who they are because God loves them for who they are and He has a plan for them. In Psalms 139:13-14, it says, "For you created my inmost being. You knit me together in my mother's womb, and I praise you because I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and your works are wonderful, and I know that full well." A student who is deaf would know that each person is made for God, and God knitting them serves that he spent a long time creating them. Also in Jeremiah 29:11, it says, "For I know I have the plans for you, declares the Lord. plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. From this biblical example, deaf people will know that their future is in God's hands and that they will be successful. As a person who spreads deaf awareness, you can do many things to help out with the deaf community. More importantly, you can encourage deaf people that they can be successful and they don't need to find their worth in their hearing. They can find their worth in Jesus Christ. So, do you want to lift people up? Do you want to learn about another culture, language, and community? If so, Deaf Awareness Advocator is the one to be. You can lift people up and you can learn another culture. Usually the vocation of a Deaf Awareness Advocator, they work in a non-profit organization. Therefore, you have the satisfaction of helping others.